Okay, so let's go ahead and discuss some special cases that we might see when we're trying to multiply binomials. So one type that you might see is where you have a binomial that is squared. Okay, so think back to anytime we have an exponent involved, what that means. Well, in this problem, number one, our base is actually x plus 3, and we're going to square our base. So anytime we square something, we multiply that base times itself, okay? So you need to think of this as x plus 3 times x plus 3. And however you want to multiply it out, you could do the distributive method, you could use the table, or you could use FOIL, okay? For this example, I'm going to go ahead and use FOIL. So x times x is x squared. Our outer terms, 3 times x, so we get 3x. Inner terms, we get 3x. And our outer terms, 3 times 3, which is 9. Okay, go ahead and combine your like terms, which gives me x squared plus 6x plus 9. I want you to watch out for what's kind of a common theme between addition and subtraction, kind of what goes on. Now, big thing, so if we're moving on to number 2 here, make sure your answer is not x squared minus 16 or x squared plus 16, either of those two, okay? Make sure you are not doing that, okay? That's not the answer, and that's really the main thing that I want you guys to get out of this. Okay, so again, let's rewrite this thing. It's the same thing as x minus 4 times x minus 4. Okay, we can use FOIL again, x squared. Okay, this is a minus 4, so negative 4x. Same thing, negative 4x. And then negative 4 times negative 4. Just remember that if it's a minus sign in there, it's like that number is a negative, that second number. So negative times a negative is a positive. 4 times 4 is 16. And then we can combine our like terms. We get x squared minus 8x plus 16. Okay? Look at what happens in both of these problems. Notice how the negative 4x and the 3x repeated itself, okay? So if the shortcut here is that you can take, if you're thinking of FOIL or however you do it, the first terms times each other, so x times x, which is x squared, okay, that's your first term. Your last term is going to be the second term squared, so negative 4 or your positive 3. Okay, so that's where we got the 16 and the 9. And then the middle term is just these two multiplied together. So the negative 4x or the 3x, and then just double it because you know that there's going to be 2 of them. So you can go from here to here pretty easily if you know the shortcut. If you don't want to do the shortcut, nothing wrong with that. You don't have to. It's just, this is just another way to kind of make things a little bit easier on yourself. Now, a little bit different problem here where it's not just an x. Okay, we have a 2x. Think of it the same way. Okay, 2x minus 5 times itself. Okay, and then we get 4x squared. So remember when you're multiplying a variable with a coefficient, you multiply the coefficients together first. That's where we get the 4. X times x is x squared. And then I could go ahead and use our shortcut, actually. So if I multiply these two together, 2x and negative 5, I get negative 10x, and I double it, which will give me negative 20x. Then I go ahead and multiply negative 5 times itself, which gives me positive 25. And so this right here is my answer.